going to introduce Neil Stevenson, who's going to deliver our demo today. Demo that we have has been built by Neil, who is one of our, really leads up our solution innovation area, and we are committed to delivering more pre-built solutions to also allow people to more easily understand how this technology can work and solve real business problems. And so, Neil, over to you.
So what we have here is kind of the end user's perspective on Hazelcast, because it's software, it's not visible, it's not what it's about to the end user. But what we have is we have a simulated feed of trades coming in from the stock market, as it turns out on a Kafka topic, it's been mentioned a few times today. We're ingesting that data into the Hazelcast platform, and we're maintaining running totals for each of the stocks that have been traded today. So that's our business users' standard business logic. And this is the stuff that, if you try and do this off a database, it will just take too long, because every time something comes in to do a table scan, because you can't use an index and something like that, will take too long. So your events are coming in, are being ingested into Hazelcast and aggregated at the same time. So that's the kind of key part, is not just that it's happening in real time, but it is synchronized. So if we were to take American Airlines, I can drill in, I can see all the stocks, all the trades for that stock today, and I'll be interested perhaps in the quantities, how much, how many units are people buying and selling, or perhaps the price. But what I see is that the core stock just gives me the stock symbol. I want to enrich that with reference data. What does that symbol mean? Because I'll not always remember all of them. So this is the kind of business user's viewpoint. You get to see what's happening in the market right now, since the start of the day, or since whatever time window you're kind of interested in. And rising out of that, you're going to want to do those kind of what if queries. So let's take a trip over to our management center now. This is actually a 4-node cluster. If I connect to my cluster, and I'll just go and have a look at my Hazelcast maps, I can see I've got trades in my Hazelcast maps. That number will go up slightly because they're still coming in. I've got stock symbols, and I've got aggregations for most of the stock symbols, for a reason I'll touch on in a second. But at the same point in time, I can also go and look at my streaming. So I can look at my streaming job, and here's my job that's doing aggregation. And there's a step here where I'm doing a lookup into my reference data. And as a result of my lookup into my reference data, I'm filtering out some events. So basically, the rule here is if a stock is in delinquent status, we won't bother about it. We'll filter that out from the end user's viewpoint. Now, I mentioned about querying. So if we were an end user, we might want to do a piece of SQL. So there's our aggregate query results. I can run that query, and it'll tell me the results. This is the same information that's displayed on screen. I could do another one for the stock symbols, and I can get, so here's our stock symbols, and there we are. They're all in various financial statuses. There's rather a lot of them, 3,000. So I've got a lot of stock symbols, but really where the kind of real core value comes in is on the what ifs. And I've got a pre-canned query here. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a select statement, and I'm running it against the Kafka topic. And I'm doing a left join against the Hazelcast map. So I'm querying data that isn't in Hazelcast and joining it with data that is in Hazelcast to get a single result set. And this is the really powerful thing. Here we go. So there's our stock symbols with the market categories and the history and the financial statuses. So, and I can have it as JSON if I'd rather. So that's the thing that's super valuable, because I'm being able to do a query against whatever I like. As a user, I don't really care, is that data external to my Hazelcast cluster, or is my data internal to my Hazelcast cluster? I just want the results. So I can join things together from various sources in a kind of simple and intuitive way if you're good enough with your SQL. So that's kind of it for the demo. We're very low on time. If we wanted, we could also run that same query from the web as well. We can make that operation available to the end user. But really, this is our interface. This is what the end user sees. Their standard business logic is giving them running totals, live insights every time a trade comes in. Prices will flash green and red as trades are going up and down in terms of pricing. So that's me. I'll hand back to you now, Kelly.
All right, great. Thank you, Neil.